I thought, hey, let me jump on here and tell you guys if anybody's listening, my first experience with the paranormal. So I was born 1964. That's right, last year of the boomers. And I lived in Somerville, which is part of Boston. And we lived in a 3-story, 6 apartment house. I was born to teenage parents. Her parents, I was very attached to, very close to. Her mom, very close to. Was I close to my birth mother? No, never. But she passed, and she passed in the summertime. And even though it was light out, we all had our bedtimes, and her and her friends were in the kitchen, and my bedroom was off of the kitchen, having a seance, calling my grandmother back. To say I was petrified, I don't even know a word that really could explain how scared I was, just listening to them. So I was just in my bed, and I saw my grandmother, and yeah, she was like standing in my door. She was pretty clear, and I don't know if she had any expression on, but she did whisper my name a couple of times, which has happened numerous times now in my years. But so it was like, and I turned to stone, and I lifted up my sheet, put it over my head, and I could just feel her standing over me. So I don't know. I snapped out of it. I ran down our long hallway. I ran to the door to go to my dad because I knew they were down there drinking, smoking pot, partying in the summer. But I could feel her like coming after me. And the only thing I can remember is her saying, "Don't be afraid," or whispering, "Don't be afraid." But I was petrified. And when I got to the door, and it was a long hallway, but I'm sure it took me, 2 seconds to run down it, but it felt like forever. And I grabbed the handle to run downstairs, and it was locked. Or it felt locked. It was locked. And I knew she was coming up behind me. I could feel her coming up behind me. And literally that's all I kept hearing was, "Don't be afraid." I was so scared. Don't be afraid. I, again, was just frozen, standing there. My dad opened the door. I jumped in his arms. He's like, "What's going on? What's the matter?" So I did tell him what happened. I said, "The door was locked." He's like, "The door's not locked. It's never locked." He cussed my birth mother out for doing something like that, especially when I was like right there in the next room, wide awake. But I stayed away from anything I thought, wasn't concrete. So for quite a while. Or I thought I stayed away from it, but it actually opened up a lot of stuff happening to me. But so I thought I'd share my first story. Thanks for listening.